basketball!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Good Morning Let's Basketball. Thank you all for being here. First and foremost, we want to thank you for the support on all of our media pages. That's YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. If you're listening on Apple Music or Spotify, make sure to rate the pod if you enjoy it. We really enjoy the feedback. Our goal for March is to hit 400 subs, and we'd appreciate everyone helping us out. Today, we got a lot planned. We're going to start off with our NBA news as usual. Those topics include JJ Redick claiming that playoff Jimmy is returning, which is not good for me as a Celtics fan. Next, we're going to move into potentially claiming this year's playoffs as the best playoffs ever. Then we're going to move into our interactive segment, which is building an NBA player using only 7-footer traits. That's going to be a fun one. It may sound confusing now. It'll make sense when we get there. And finally, we're going to end with comment of the week. It's a beautiful day in our hometown of Houston, Texas, but let's get into it. Kevin, can you start us off?
Indubitably. So, like Miles said a second ago, JJ Redick sent a little bit of a warning out to the Eastern Conference that playoff Jimmy is creeping back up in everyone's nightmares. He stated that the Eastern Conference should be worried about the Miami Heat. You know, the Heat are always a scary team to play in the playoffs. A large part of that is because of the performances that Jimmy Butler pieces together after usually having a mid-regular season. But late January, the Heat saw themselves on a 7-game losing streak, which kind of backed them down towards a little bit towards the 500 mark. However, since then, they have won 11 of their past 14 games, including 5 of those 6 wins returning just from the All-Star break. Bam has been playing pretty well all season. Jimmy Butler's finally back. Jaime Jaquez has been proving a lot of people wrong, including myself, after kind of shitting on him a little bit from when he got drafted because they were showing his hustle highlights rather than him being like a skillful basketball player. But I've been eating my words all season, and he's been playing very well. So the Heat are looking like a very solid team, especially with Jimmy Butler back. But ever since Butler has came back, in the 5 games he has played since then, he's been averaging 25.8 points, taking more than 10 free throws a game, and shooting 53.8% from 3, which is pretty good for anybody, especially Jimmy Butler, which is a phrase that we heard all throughout the playoffs. He doesn't take them often, but when he does, he knocks them down.
Every single time.
Every single
Every
time. I
time.
couldn't tell you how many times I heard that phrase in the Celtics series in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Got kind of annoying. But the Heat are currently sitting 1 game behind the Orlando Magic and the New York Knicks, currently 6th. And with their latest surge, they are 35-26. And at the time of this recording, they will play Dallas tomorrow night on Thursday. So, yeah, the Miami Heat, we've got 6 weeks left in the NBA regular season. I kind of said at the beginning of the year, not kind of, I did say that I don't think the Miami Heat are going to have their deep Cinderella playoff run that they have been going on the past 4 seasons. But I want to know what you guys think. They're a little hot right now. We're getting to April, which is Jimmy Butler's time. Kind of turns into prime Jordan in the playoffs with those performances. Do we think the Heat are going to make another deep playoff run? They did sign Patty Mills today, which, Patty Mills is always a great player to have on your team. Offers pretty serviceable defense, great 3-point shooter, and he's a veteran. He's an NBA champion with the San Antonio Spurs. Earlier in the year, they made that trade for Terry Rozier, getting rid of Kyle Lowry as well. So what do we think about this Heat team? Are they making that deep playoff run, or is it an end?
I think the Chiefs made the Super Bowl. Therefore, the Heat are going to the finals.
Not bad logic. I've seen that a lot.
Yep. Every year the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, the Heat did make it to the finals.
Well, I would say the biggest thing about what you said and what I'm looking at now, which is the Eastern Conference standings, we've seen them fight their way from a play-in spot all the way to the final game. So to me, this is really just kind of foreboding a good situation for them to be in. I wanted to also point out that I think when it comes to okay, so the Celtics are a little bit of a different story. Realistically, Celtics versus Heat again, I'm probably going to take the Celtics now. But what I will say is that when I compare like Heat to Bucks, let's say for example, the main thing that comes to mind is that like I think Heat are a very strong team in terms of their chemistry and in terms of how well they play together. And since they played in the conference finals and all that, I think they've realistically gotten a little bit better, having new additions, and just overall that team I think is getting stronger. Whereas the Bucks, yes, they are strong too, but I just think about things that come into question, like, Damian Lillard's recent comments about how he's, I think, a little bit lonely or whatever. And it, you take that with a grain of salt. It's not like it means anything crazy, but to me, I just always got this weird sense that the camaraderie between Giannis and Damian Lillard isn't as strong as, other duos that you see in the league. And that is a problem to me. You have to have your two best guys be in coordination with each other, or else it turns into a net situation, right? So that's my opinion. I think that the Heat will make a deep playoff run. The only team realistically I see them not beating on this list in a 7-game series is the Celtics.
You said the only team is not the Celtics?
Yeah, I like realistically Heat versus Bucks. I like Heat. Cavaliers versus Bucks. I would say more experience, deep run. So Magic, Knicks,
I think
Knicks could be, yeah. Knicks, I will say, is a tough one, but they're so locked into each other's places, they shouldn't have to face each other, because I guarantee the Knicks will go up against, a team that probably, it's tough to say, but I do agree with you. The Knicks would probably give them the most challenge outside of the Celtics.
And then if Embiid comes back too, I think we could see that being another challenge for the Heat. But Jimmy Butler said it's that time. He posted on Instagram after that heated game against the Pelicans. But I unfortunately don't think it is their time to go to the finals again this year. I just don't really see it, man. Tyler Hero's been playing good in the games he has played this season. He's been dealing with some injuries. Terry Rozier, I know he talked about saying he wants to do anything he can to win for this Heat team, and whether that's sacrificing points or anything, he's going to fit that role and try to win for the Heat. But I don't know, man. I feel like the East, there's a lot of teams that are in contention for the finals, but majority is Celtics. Obviously, they're going to go to finals this year. But I think that there's other stronger teams in the Heat this year, in my opinion, in the East.
What do you think, Miles? You've been awfully quiet for this.
He's getting
I know
tired.
why. Yeah, I know why, but
I really, really try not to talk about the Heat. I'm pretty sure everyone who watches this podcast knows I'm a Celtics fan, and anyone who hasn't been living under the rock knows what happened to me last year. And I will never count the Heat out. That is all I have to say. I will not elaborate. Playoff Jimmy is real until the finals. That's how it goes. But that's an achievement in itself that the Heat can make it that far. So I'm going to leave it at that. I was definitely hoping you guys would take that one over, because I will never say anything about the Heat being bad ever again, no matter what the record is. Final thoughts.
I think kind of like back to what Daniel said on teams that they can beat. I think I would like to see them play New York in the playoffs this year. I think they definitely could see each other. Just really, I mean, there's still 6 weeks left in the season, so like no seeds are set in stone. There's still plenty of time for teams to fall out or fall further into contention. But I think, like I mentioned earlier, they did sign Patty Mills today. I think that definitely helps us out a little bit. He's a little bit old, he's 35, but per this article from Heat Nation, they mentioned some things that Patty Mills brings to the table. Two things they mentioned was two things that I said, shooting. We all know Patty Mills is a great shooter. The Heat currently are 11th in the NBA for three-point shooting, but their bench unit shoots 34% from three, which is 22nd in the entire league for team second units. So I think he can really help there. I definitely anticipate him coming off the bench for this team. Secondly, the leadership and the championship experience. I mean, he's been in many playoffs. He won a championship with the San Antonio Spurs against the Heat in 2014. And kind of just to throw something in there, the third reason, or the third thing that we can see Patty Mills bring to this Heat team and Heat culture, is awesome fashion sense. The article did say that, which I think is going to be reasonable, because Tyler Hero be pulling up to the games wearing trash bags. But
I never took Patty Mills
was-
as a fashionable person.
I'm looking at the article. They post some of his fits. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He puts it on sometimes. The man from Australia, live from down under, as people state it
Right.
sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm on his Instagram. This dude is he's a fashion guy for sure.
I
He's just
gotta
got a
pull it up.
montage.
I was looking for it.
Hey,
I
actually,
was gonna say
badass.
though, whose fits do you think are worse? Because it just reminded me, Tyler Heroes or Tyrese Halliburton's.
Kyle
Oh, ever
Kuzma.
since Kuzma's on a different level of horrendous fits.
That
I
shit is
would-
fucking trash.
I think I would say Halliburton. Halliburton's fits are pretty trash, but he didn't start wearing trash fits up until this year, after he got that big contract and he's getting some more media buzz. The dude is throwing some garbage on.
We're not
I don't know
giving
where. I don't know what places he's going shopping in Indianapolis, but I don't think they got too many great shops out there.
Yeah, there can't
Heroes
be
fashion
many.
sense. Yeah, facts. But Heroes, I've seen Hero have some good fits on, but usually I'm not the biggest fan. That's why I like him on the court playing, because when he's injured, we got to see his trash fits on the sideline, and that shit's terrible.
You sound like Stan right now.
The complete opposite, actually.
I don't think we're giving LeBron James as much credit as we should. Back in the day,
Hey,
that dude had no fashion sense.
the suit with the shorts is iconic. It's iconic. The suit jacket and top with the shorts. No one ever did it like him, bro.
I was never a fan of people doing that.
He's the only person I've ever seen do that, if I'm being honest.
Trey Young on draft night wore shorts, I think.
No fucking way. Are you
Like little,
serious?
like the little dress shorts, yeah. Or I remember seeing him at something when he had dress shorts on, and it's just, nah, bro. When you wear a suit, you got to wear some slacks.
Wearing shorts with a suit that should be fucking illegal. Like that's actually fucking dumb.
Or
Trae Young
wearing
kinda-
Jordans with a suit.
Oh my god. Was he really?
That's pretty
this
bad too.
Is this
I guess it
really
depends on what
draft night?
Jordans.
I don't
You
know.
pulling it up? You seeing Trey Young's draft night fit?
Okay, I think he only wore it for the rookie. Nope. Yeah, he wore shorts. Wow. I never
Yep.
knew he wore fucking shorts on draft night. That's crazy.
Or shorts? I
Damn, bro.
was never a fan of that look.
It's also Trey Young makes it kind of not cool. I'm gonna be honest. But
I don't think anyone can make it cool, let alone Trey Young.
yeah, if anyone could do it, it's not Trey Young. We'll say that.
That's some hating right there, but I do agree. Like it's
Yeah.
to say Trey Young can't do it, but like I do agree. So I'll say I'm a hater right now, I guess, for it.
I
But
feel
I
like,
want-
dude, that one's bad, bro.
That one is bad.
No, I was gonna say you guys can't say anything about my boy Westbrook. I'm gonna leave it at that.
He said some questionable ones, but
I missed
Someone-
the
I look up worst NBA fits, and half of them are my boy. They
Have you-
massacred him.
you guys
That's
remember
how
the fake glasses era when everyone would wear them fake glasses?
yes.
Yeah,
Good.
bro. Westbrook had his
bad.
own brand. He created
That's
his own brand
crazy.
of like fake glasses. It was called like Westbrook frames or some shit like that.
That's
funny.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't think he got too much business there. To keep it a buck.
All right, let's circle back. Final thoughts
Yeah.
on the Heat.
Jimmy Butler averaged 26.9 points last year, 6.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists. Do we think he's gonna up his numbers like this or in this playoffs? Like, what do you guys think? Because I know last year during the first two rounds he was hot, and then he cooled off significantly after in the last two.
Well, what I do remember from that was I think he had came out and said that he wanted to get the ball into his teammates' hands a lot more, and he kind of wanted to take that more floor general role. What I hope that he realized from that is that he can't just do that and expect to get anywhere far. Like he still has to be Jimmy Butler, and he still has to be the guy to take those shots.
Deeper in the playoffs, he was kind of being like more of like a floor general and playmaker. Also, Martin in that Celtics series, I hate to bring it up, but he just had the inability to miss a shot. It seemed like in the playoffs, whoever's hot, like you have to feed who's hot. It just so happened that it was Cody Martin against the Celtics. No one saw that coming. I
Isn't
sure
it
as hell didn't.
Caleb Martin?
Caleb Martin.
I
Yeah,
forget
It is
it's
Caleb Martin.
It is Caleb Martin. Yeah, I don't even. Is Cody Martin even in the league?
Yeah,
But
Hornets.
he's still on the Hornets. They haven't got rid of him. They must
Pretty
have
sure.
faith. But Caleb Martin, same difference. Potato, potato. Literally the same person. But yeah, he was not missing in that series. He was hot. You got to feed the hot hand there. He even started, found his way into the starting lineup after like playing minimal minutes. Was barely in the rotation in the regular season, it seemed like.
It's weird having two what I would call bipolar stars on your team, like with Bam and Jimmy Butler. Like on one hand, both of those guys, when they play aggressive, they're two of the best defenders in the league, two of the hardest players in the league. Like they really rep that Heat culture. But on the other hand, you get nights where they're both just complacent and they both just like are apathetic to the game. They don't care to do much. Jimmy, I think for sure will up his numbers in the playoffs. And in terms of Bam, if there's one thing that we're gonna get guaranteed, it's defense. His defense will not fall off no matter what he puts up on O. He will always be one of the best defenders in the league. And I think if Jimmy could get hot, he could carry Bam through those. But as you get deeper and deeper, they're gonna need both of them to step up.
That's the thing with Bam too. It's like, I mean, you pretty much said it to a point right there. In the playoffs, he needs to be on O. Like, especially with Boston, Philly, and Cleveland, like really establishing themselves as solid contenders. New York, even too, with how good they've been. He's really gonna need to for his offense to be on point. Because there's some games where he'll shoot the mid-range shot, and even if he doesn't make them necessarily, they're still good looks, and he has the confidence to shoot it. But there's some games in playoffs where he won't even bother taking the midi or even bother banging down low on offense. He's capable of doing it. I've seen him do it numerous times. It's just sometimes he shies away from it, and I really don't know why, because he can be great down there in the paint on offense. But this time around, he's really gonna have to piece that together on offense if they really want to make a deep run this year.
You would think that, with all of this, like, because it seems like them as a team are progressing, right? Hopefully, I that's kind of the assumption that I'm making. They're just kind of getting more and more playoff experience. They're learning what to do and what not to do with the team that they have too, and that's really important to me. So I don't know. I would expect them to kind of dust off a lot of these cobwebs and address a lot of the issues that you guys are talking about. And I don't know. I think they really could make a really good push this year. I just wanted to add that in there.
All right. Let's move on. What do we got next, Big Kev?
Moving on. So we're finally at a comfy point in the season, nearing the end. We got about 6 weeks left to where we could throw reasonable predictions for the NBA awards for the regular season. So I'm gonna go through the awards, only the ones that people care about, and we're gonna guess. We're gonna do a little bit of prediction of who we think is gonna win what. Starting with Defensive Player of the Year. Who do we got taking this one home? I want to hear
Rudy
your
Gobert.
guys' input first.
Rudy Gobert will win it.
So we got Miles saying Rudy Gobert. Would that be his third or fourth?
That's a
think
good
it's his
question. Well,
fourth.
I could fact check it. I'm not sure.
I believe fourth.
So fourth DPOY for Rudy Gobert is my prediction.
Rudy Gobert taking his fourth. What are your guys' picks?
I'm looking at the leaders right now, and yeah, I mean, I'm with Miles on this one. I'm thinking it's probably going to be Rudy Gobert. The only other person on this list as a potential like leader is Anthony Davis, and I don't know if he's I don't know if he's done enough.
I would put Bam in that conversation too. Even if he doesn't get the recognition, he definitely deserves to be in that conversation.
He's
But
plus 1,000 right now. He's less than Evan Mobley.
who's number one?
Rudy.
Well,
Gobert.
Oh
I think
shit!
they're-
Hey,
I think that he's tied with Anthony Davis technically because they're both 500.
Wow.
Wemby's up there too.
That's
Wemby's leading the league in blocks per game, 3.4, which is
See-
crazy. Which is crazy for anybody, especially a rookie.
Mhm.
Dude, I didn't realize Rudy Gobert was favored.
I just don't
Damn.
think Wemby should be on
Well,
that list.
See, I mean, Rudy
Why?
Gobert, like this is like a season we're seeing him healthy with the Timberwolves, and he's brought that defense up like tremendously. I think they're the first ranked defense in the NBA still.
Yeah.
So that plays a huge part into it. And I think there was like some crazy stat like early on in the season that he basically, whenever someone's going up against Rudy Gobert, he has like the highest percentage of making them miss or something. It was something weird like that.
Yeah, I see he's second on defensive boards as well. Not that that holds a ton of weight, but it's still something.
I believe it does. And I think defensive boards are very important to a team. If you can't rebound on the defensive end, you're giving a lot of second chance points to the other team. Rudy Gobert, he's gonna get. That's one thing about Rudy Gobert is although he might not be the most sexy scorer, he's gonna grab his boards and he's gonna block some shots. I don't think a horrible take on this. Well, not this year, but in the future years for Defensive Player of the Year though could be Wemby, currently leading the NBA in blocks per game at 3.4. The other day against the Lakers, he actually had 5 blocks and 5 steals, which is pretty crazy.
Hey, didn't he have a double-double or no, triple-double in blocks, or was that someone else this season?
That was
I feel like that. I think you might be right.
who was that? Why am I tripping, bro? Someone did just do that. I think
Yes.
it was. Yeah.
Wemby against the Raptors when they won 122-99. He put up 27 points, 14 boards, and 10 blocks.
Yeah.
How many minutes
dude.
did he play that game?
Probably more than 15 than he's been playing all season. Wemby, he's been getting his minute restriction lifted this past second half of the season. He's been producing. So in future years, yeah, I think he's definitely going to take home a Defensive Player of the Year. I think the fact that he's a rookie and he's already second favorited to win the award is pretty crazy. And like I said, against the Lakers, up against Anthony Davis, getting 5 steals and 5 blocks to me is very, very impressive.
Yeah, I think if the Spurs weren't so dog shit, he'd have a much better chance.
That
Yeah,
that was
for
what I
sure.
was. Yeah, that was kind
Oh.
of why I made that comment of I don't know if Wemby deserves to be on this list just because, him like Kevin said, averaging what was it 3? Was it 3?
3.4.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's just kind of a testament to how freakishly athletic he is, and just as he gets more minutes and that restriction comes off, like you said, at the second half of the season and into next season, yeah, you would expect him to probably win Defensive Player of the Year next year because if he's already doing this with what he has, yeah, you expect it to get better. But right now, I think him having those blocks doesn't really say anything because his team isn't doing as well. That's why I didn't agree with him being on that list right now. But
I looked it up. He played under 30 minutes that game with the triple-double with blocks. And then another thing too is I can't remember who
and almost
said it.
30.
Yeah. Another thing too is like I can't remember who said it was they said if Wemby is not like if he doesn't pan out to be who he's supposed to be, he might be the best defensive player in the NBA has ever seen of all time. And I think that could be true. Like he's already killing it defensively with the blocks this season. And I think if you compare his stats to Rudy Gobert's defensive player of the years, they're already better than what he put up those years.
Who exactly said that Wemby wasn't going to pan out? Because I would make
No.
a very good case that he already has.
It was before the season started.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it was
Okay.
I
That
think it
makes
was
sense.
on
Just like the hate.
Paul. It wasn't hate. Like they were saying like if he doesn't pan out, like the worst that he can be is the best defensive player the NBA has ever seen. They weren't saying that he's not going to pan out. They were just saying like they were putting in hypotheticals.
Okay.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
I'll be the first person to say like I'll take my medicine a little bit. I definitely my opinion on Wemby this first year was that he was gonna get just kind of he was going to be the focal point of attention for a lot of guys going straight at him. I don't think I really said that he wasn't going to be good. I just said that that was going to be it. I never expected that he was going to be put on a minute restriction and then still do what he's doing, which honestly, I totally think that that was what was for best for him. I mean, I know that's probably a general consensus that a lot of people have, especially knowing that Pop is a good coach and he knows what he's doing. But yeah, the best case scenario, or this was like the best situation that he could have done. Next year, he's going to come out with a bang, I think.
All right, what's the next award?
So moving on to the NBA's most improved player of the 2023-2024 season. Current favorited player is Tyrese Maxey with the second of Kobe White.
That is bullshit that it's Tyrese Maxey. I think it should be Kobe White. Tyrese Maxey has already proved himself to be a good player. Kobe White has made an insane jump from 9.4 points per game of last season to 19.4 this season. If it is not Kobe White, that is such horseshit.
Maxey has also cooled off so much since that initial run, and the Sixers have been struggling hard without Embiid. So that kind of, I think that's what barriers Maxey away. I agree, it should be Kobe White.
But still, he made an insane jump of adding 10 points per game. And another thing too is dude, he's the only thing that brings me hope to this Bulls team. And their future. He's the little flashing light on the Bulls team. Other than that, nobody has brought me hope.
Torrey Craig?
It's
Torrey Craig.
It's good.
Andre Drummond?
It's good to see Kobe White finally panning out after a few years of him being in trade talks for Chicago. So it's finally good to see that he's kind of filling into his role. He's still incredibly young. He was drafted after 1 year of college, but it's really good to see him pan out. On top of his scoring, he's also been a great distributor as well. He's has many games where he's putting up 6, 7, 8 assists a game. And I remember there was a stretch earlier this season where for, I believe, a week and a half straight, he was averaging 26 points. He was the Bulls' best scorer. And he's still up there. The Bulls still have DeMar DeRozan. He's definitely going to be their number one option on offense. But not to be biased or anything here of a Chicago Bulls player winning award, but I definitely do think that Kobe White deserves it. Tyrese Maxey, I feel like last year he proved that he's a great player, but I don't think, and people expected him to have a really good year this year, but I don't really think anyone was on Kobe White's radar to have the season that he's having. But a third pick, also, Miles did say that the Sixers are struggling without Embiid, so that might buries it. I'm kind of glad that he didn't bring up that the Bulls are struggling as well and have been the past 3 seasons. But a third player that I would like to see win the award, who I'm a big fan of, Baby Jokic, Sengun. Sengun's a beast.
Yeah.
This dude is going to be a very good one of the top.
He's got your play
men.
style.
Who did he drop 45 on? Was it Wemby?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was on the Spurs. I'm not going to say he dropped all 45 points on Wemby. I wouldn't say all that.
That's
Just
fair.
like how people said that Embiid dropped 70 on Wemby. He didn't drop full 70 on Wemby. That's kind of a casual take that people will say. But he might have scored a lot on Wemby. But, it's the league MVP who is so much bigger and stronger than a rookie. It's fine. It's okay. Let's not on the Spurs too. Let's fucking relax a little bit. But there's a lot of people for the most improved that I feel like are deserving of it too. J-Dub from the Thunder, he's playing great this year. Kuminga is playing great. I don't think he can win the award. I don't think he's been playing that amazing, but he's really stepped up, as well as Jalen Johnson too from Atlanta. There's a lot of players that have made a really big jump this year as opposed to last year. Personally, I think Kobe White's a little bit more deserving than Tyrese Maxey.
Let's take the time to appreciate some players who haven't made the jump. Shout out John Collins. We're still waiting.
Yeah, we are
still waiting for that jump.
Scotty Barnes is on that list.
Whoa,
What?
Scotty Barnes was an all-star, bro. What you mean?
So is Maxey.
Yeah, but Maxey has made the jump. No one said Didn't Daniel just say Barnes didn't make the jump?
No, I was just saying he's on the list.
I think Scotty
I'm
Barnes.
sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I misunderstood. Yeah, Vic,
that's
did
what
you
I.
did you misunderstand that too?
Yeah, I thought he was
Okay.
saying like he should be
I
on
thought you were
the.
saying he didn't make the jump. No, no, for sure, for sure. Barnes did make the jump.
Yes, he did. There's some games where he put up 2 triple doubles in a row. Scotty Barnes. I did not see that coming. They used to on defense. They used to give this guy the Ben Simmons treatment. I don't know
True.
what that was.
That was me recreating the reaction he had after an and one. I don't know if y'all saw that
Oh,
clip.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
What face
I
did you
did
make?
see that.
I'm not doing it again. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, scroll back.
I thought you were mocking Kevin, bro, for like
No,
hyping
no,
him
no, no.
up.
Dude,
That's what I
like
thought it was too. I was like, what?
the
Why?
Scotty Barnes, like the Scotty Barnes compilations on YouTube, like are so dirty, bro. They do
I
him
know.
so bad.
He
But like
no, no,
he
no,
does
no.
it to himself though.
No, no, no.
You
I
know
was
what I
gonna,
mean?
yeah. He does himself dirty. So there's speculation out there about Scotty Barnes. I'm not gonna say it for I don't want to. I don't want this to come back to me. If you know, you know. If you don't, then look up what the speculation is. But I'm starting to believe it slightly.
Like
Moving
similar to
on.
like no, I'm not gonna
The
say
best
it.
the best athletes are. I'll say that.
Yeah,
All
Messi.
right, Daniel,
Messi.
come on.
Really?
Messi.
Messi?
Messi. Yeah.
I didn't
Max
know that.
believe that.
Verstappen.
Speculation.
really a-
Speculation.
Yeah. All speculation. And we also don't even know what we're talking about right now. So
No, we
I-
know.
No, we know.
yeah, we know.
Moving on.
Yeah, what's the next
Wait,
one? Let's
wait,
move
one
on before
second.
we get
I want
Oh, my
to
bad.
say shout out to Scotty Barnes. He's leading his team in total points, rebounds, and assists. I think the only player to do that this season.
I
Yeah,
think
he
it
is
was
playing with RJ Barrett though.
I think it's blocks and rebounds too. I think he's leading the team in
Oh,
like
yeah.
everything. But then again, they did get rid of Malachi Flynn. All right. So going to our next award here. Rookie of the Year. We're giving that to Wemby, right?
Yeah, no
Yeah,
debate.
Not the Sun.
Wemby.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty.
Shout
I
out
just thought I'd
Chet.
add it in.
Shout out Chet.
Chet's-
It was close for a little bit. For like 2
It
weeks.
was. Chet's playing great. Brandon Miller too. I'm gonna give Brandon Miller and Jaime Jaquez their flowers too. They're playing amazing.
True.
But there's levels.
Derek Lively as well. I know he's like not in that contention, but playing,
playing
extremely
great.
well.
He's playing very
The rookies
well. I
this
did
year
not
have been
expect
very
that.
strong.
They have. It was
Yeah,
a very
this-
strong class.
That's what I was about to say. This has been a really good class.
Yeah, it's good because next year's is going to be dog shit. So
I saw a mock draft, and the first 7 picks of next year's mock draft, none of them are college players.
yeah, they're like G League
Nice.
Ignite and overseas. I saw that
Yep.
too. I looked at that
It-
mock draft.
It was like one G League player, and then the
It was
rest
that it was that
overseas.
white dude who went off in the
This
I don't know what his name is. I think his
Buzelis or
does it start with a B or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't
he
know.
he went off in the Rising Stars, the game
Yeah.
G League one.
Yeah,
that sucks, man. Imagine being the number one like college player in the country right now and you fall to fucking 11.
hey, bro. I mean, these college kids. I think they're starting to come out of college too soon to the league, bro. They're getting to the league. They're 19. They're not fully developed. Not to sound like an old head, but staying longer in college helps, man. I think it necessarily does. And the
Hey.
players playing overseas, I think they have an advantage too.
Shout out Trayvon Duval. If you know, you know. You should have stayed one more year. Kev,
One-
do you know?
I remember Trayvon. Yeah, he was at Duke. He was great at Duke. Thing is, I don't know if you watched much Duke basketball that year. He looked great his
Yeah,
year
that
at
was-
college.
That was the hardest fall off I've seen. I was really upset. But that's just that whenever someone says that, that's exactly what I think. I think of Trayvon Duval at Duke.
Yeah, but like his year at Duke though, like he was really solid, and I thought that he could possibly do it, but then he came out of the draft. He had that fall off, and I was like, damn it. In hindsight, it probably would have been better that he stayed. But if you watched him that year, you would have been like, yeah, he's ready.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, that's not important though. Let's move on. We'll have
I
that
wonder-
conversation after.
Do you
Well,
guys
I
think,
watched a
like,
lot of games, so I'm ready.
do you guys think that I think the NIL deals and shit like that will play a big role too, like coming more and more.
It's interesting you say that because when I was on campus today, I saw an article about one of the main reasons that Nick Saban retired was because NIL. He said it came to the point where a lot of players, when they were meeting with Alabama, they were talking about like, oh, what am I going to make? And he
Yeah.
goes, "That's not what we've ever been about." He said, "I just don't like the whole NIL thing. That's like one of the reasons that he decided to retire." And that sucks.
One
That
one
that,
thing
that sucks a
too,
lot.
because that was why I brought it up, just because of what Nick Saban said. He was also talking about, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with how like certain college like football tournaments work and stuff like that, but like they have bowl games and everything. And
Mhm.
some players can obviously opt out of those and choose not to. If it gets to a situation where like March Madness, obviously that's like a big, breeding ground for
Huge.
creating a reputation for yourself. But if players are like in Zion Williamson's case, right, when he was at Duke, I think he would probably consider opting out of that tournament. I'm not saying this is like an exact science, but I think that there is some logic to, players thinking, oh, I've already got a spot, so like why continue out? It'll be interesting to see, and I think that that's why, teams are probably going to continue to look at overseas players and guys that have kind of been through the iron shaft. I don't know.
The ringer.
The
I think it
ringer,
might work.
yeah.
Just to wrap it up and bring it back to basketball, Ronnie James is still the number one paid NIL athlete at $5 million a year. So
An average of 6 points. I'm not trying to be a hater,
F in the
but
chat.
I'm
No, I
not
mean,
trying to be a hater. But like, come on now.
it's
Yeah.
just crazy to me that like I like it, but it's odd for me to see NBA fans like be supportive, especially of LeBron James's son. Like the consensus that I've gathered from people in comment section is like, like y'all got to get off his back. He like everyone's just defending Bronny James, and I can't even find the comments of people that are like fuck Bronny James, but like like there's so many people that are running to his defense, and I think that maybe a little bit of it needs to kind of change and be like, no, like light a fire under your ass, dude. Like at this point, I don't know where he would fall to in the
I mean,
draft.
He would probably go undrafted.
if
They
they're
had him
defending
going
him,
like 37th in some mock drafts, but he needs to stay. He needs to stay. He cannot come into the league yet.
Let's move on to the next award. We're a little off topic.
We're talking ball. But moving on to the next award here. Predictions for NBA Sixth Man of the Year. Currently leading, we got Malik Monk. At second, we have Norman Powell, and at third, we have Karis LeVert. I think those are pretty. I think those are pretty consistent. I'd say mine are probably in that order as well. Nas Reed.
oh,
I'd like to give
Nasri's a
it to
good one.
Norm Powell.
Wait, what's your list of six man of the year, Kev?
These are the favorites currently. First is Malik Monk. Second, Norman Powell. Third, Karis LeVert. I favor a little bit Norman Powell and Malik Monk more, but I'm a fan of Norman Powell. I feel like he goes under a lot of people's radars, but I feel like
Norm
this year they're probably going to give it to Malik Monk.
Norm Powell could start on like a lot of NBA teams. Not saying Malik
Yeah.
Monk can't too, but Norm Powell, I think, just fits almost every NBA team.
Exactly.
I think he's huge for their second unit. So I'm gonna go Norm Powell on that. The Clippers are the much better team as well with the waves they've been making lately. So I like a guy who contributes more to winning.
I'll just say for my pick, I think I'm gonna have to go with Malik Monk. I mean, the games I've watched, man, just this dude just takes over for no reason, and I don't understand it. Like,
He's a bucket getter.
it's just like, yeah, bro, like he's helped the Kings win so many games this season. And I think it lit a fire under his ass when people were like, "Hey, ain't nobody betting on you," and he just decided to turn up after that because he's been killing it in the games I've watched.
Yeah. Shout out Kid Cudi Jr. making the transition from rap into basketball. It's been panning out well.
The lonely stoner.
Winner seems to.
But yeah. Now to wrap up this topic, we're gonna go on to the big one. MVP. There's a lot of talk about this one.
Can we do a 3-2-1 countdown and all say who we think at once?
I think that'd be
Yeah.
a shit show, but sure.
That'd be
Let's do it.
I'm down for it. All right, I'm gonna count us down. Everyone have their pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everyone say their name. 3, 2, 1. Jokic.
Tatum.
SGA for Victor, Tatum for him, and Kevin and I both have Jokic.
I lied. I was joking. Jokic. For sure, Jokic.
SGA, huh, Victor?
The reason I think it's SGA is just because of the season he's having, man. And with the dude,
What was he
no,
doing?
He was
bro.
sitting over here.
the season he's been
That's
having,
two.
bro, and number 2 in the West. He's averaging 30. I'd like to see Jokic win it again. I think he's the best player in the NBA and in the world, but he's won the MVP twice. I think that's gonna factor into voter fatigue, and I think the NBA wants to see a new MVP, and I think for those reasons, I'm gonna have to go with SGA.
No, the voter fatigue, it's gone because they gave it to Embiid last year, so it's
Oh, it's only
refreshed.
for 1 year.
I mean, I don't know, but
It's just a lot less than it would be if it was repeat.
Gotcha.
I don't
we're like
think we've
3 in a
ever.
row.
Thing is, too, is
Like,
like we've never had voter fatigue with the most valuable player pick. They've always, I feel like, spaced that shit out pretty decently.
I mean, Embiid pretty much won it because of voter fatigue. Hot take.
yeah. No, I think so. I think Jokic deserved it last year, and the year that Jokic repeated, I think Embiid deserved it that year.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
when
I agree
Giannis
with
back
that.
to back.
Harden should have won it one of those years.
Yeah, there was a lot of voter fatigue with Giannis back in the day, which
Yeah.
is only like 5 years ago.
But like that's
Yeah.
kind of what I mean. It's so surprising that people have fatigue over them winning like 1 or 2 fucking MVPs.
I think it's just because it's so prestigious. It's just such a it's
Yeah.
like the award. So you just you don't want to see the same person win it, something like that.
Yeah.
I do
And
think
especially when it comes to like a 3P2, only one person has ever 3P'd the MVP, and it was Larry Bird.
Hmm.
Pretty crazy.
I think if LeBron, I think if there was I think LeBron probably could have 3-peated, but there is probably some voter fatigue with that too.
What's insane is Kobe only has one.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Shout out
That's
Steve
crazy.
Nash.
Steve Nash. I think he won the MVP that year, averaging like 14 points. His team was at the top.
Yeah.
But damn, Kobe?
I think wasn't that the season where he had a stretch of like 12 games of 40 plus or like something insane. Like
I think I could be incorrect, but I think there was like a whole month where he averaged like 40 points.
yeah, like some fucking insane like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
was.
think-
Oh my God.
So we got oh, I'm sorry, Daniel, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that it would be, I think, a little crazy if they didn't pick Jokic, especially if he wins this year and you let the most valuable player in the NBA win 2 back-to-back championships and no MVP. That is insane. And I was careful, or I said it the way that I did because if he does win 2 championships, that is without a doubt the most valuable NBA player that you can have on your team.
I definitely see the case for SGA though. Like
Yeah,
I personally am
100%.
I'm gonna lean Jokic, but the season the Thunder are having is incredible season ahead of all expectations. I take a lot of credibility from actual NBA players and a lot of players. Anyone who talks about SGA will talk about just how tough he is to guard, how physical he is, how great of a defender he is. Like,
Dude,
I think that goes a long way, bro.
I really need to say this, bro. Not to cut you off. Did you have anything else to add?
I mean, I guess I'll add like Shea doesn't look the biggest, but everyone talks about how physical he is. So go ahead.
Yeah. Bro, I'll just say, man, I was watching the Thunder play Phoenix the other night. Before I get into it, for some reason, Nurkic had 31 boards. What the hell? But that's not
bro.
That's
you.
No. You said I'm Şengün. I'm taking that one. I'm not Nurkic. All right, back to it. Bro, like I was just watching the game and I was getting so frustrated. And this is a fan who was eating takeout from Wendy's watching the game on the couch saying, "How can't you guard this?" But god damn it, I did not understand how they could guard it. He did the same move every time, bro. Dribble to his right, snatch it back midi. Dribble to his right, spin.
Merchant.
Dribble to the right, half spin midi. Every time. He did it every time and they couldn't stop it. You know it's coming. And like I said, I acknowledge that I was a fat ass sitting on my couch eating Wendy's, watching the game, yelling at the TV. But damn, man, I don't get it.
It speaks to how good, just how good he is
Yeah.
at that.
No, no, they're lazy.
They're lazy. Nah, now you're just being disrespectful.
Well, okay, so I'm curious really quick. I want to hear if you guys had like one thing of your game that was exceptionally better than the rest. I think me and Kevin have kind of talked about it. I've said like it would be a midi god, like just being able to do what he's basically doing, which is getting like half the distance to the rim, doing a move, and then basically being knocked down from there. I think that is
But
probably the dopest thing that you could be.
but that's a lot tougher in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Shea's going to get shut down and he's going to barely score in the playoffs. He's going to get his buckets. It's going to be a lot harder, though. It's going to be a lot harder.
I'm with you in that boat. But Victor, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to say about SGA, like what I really like value from him and like hearing him in an interview is he said that he practices every time like he's getting guarded by the best player in the world. So his work ethic in the gym has been translating over to this season, which I think that's why he's averaging 30 right now. He's putting up 35 and 5, and I think he's the first player to do that since Jordan. And he's even putting up better numbers in this season than Kobe did in his 2008 MVP season.
To that, I'll say I practiced all the time thinking about the best defender, and I averaged 6 points.
Some got it, some don't.
Yeah,
I don't have it. I don't have it either.
you just didn't want it enough.
That's a great point.
No, I
'cause
wanted it.
everybody,
No, I'm talking about Miles.
I didn't hear
When-
anything because I dropped my mic and it unplugged.
I say you didn't want it enough.
That's facts. I didn't. But yeah, definitely. We'll see about Shea. The numbers are better, but offense is really inflated compared to then with Kobe, but it still definitely is an achievement because Kobe was on another level. So yeah, I could see I'm okay with either of them winning, although I think Jokic is just so much harder to game plan for and provides more for his team. But I could see either. I'm happy with either. Final
Sure.
thoughts.
If it's not SGA, it's Jokic. But one thing I wanted to say about Jokic, man, is I saw this thing on, I think House of Highlights posted it. It was like the Jokic lob to Aaron Gordon, and they said it's the most unstoppable move in basketball today. And
I seen
that
that.
is so
Because-
facts, bro.
Because when the double gets sent to Jokic, Gordon just creeps to
Bro.
the rim. But then you got MPJ on the wing, and then you got KCP in the corner.
Yeah, dude, their lineup is
You
nuts.
You can't win.
Yeah, they're fucking that lineup is crazy. Just
It
two
is crazy.
volume shooters and a
Bro,
lob
like-
threat.
They just built the most perfect starting lineup around Jokic.
It
I
is always the
gotta-
most beautiful pass to like Aaron Gordon too. Like something like I don't know, just like watching it makes me like appreciate the art of basketball every time I see that lob.
He was such a good pickup for Denver.
I gotta say this too. At the beginning of the season, I was shitting on Denver's bench because I didn't think they had enough. But shout out Brown, shout out Watson, shout out Najee, and shout out Reggie Jackson. And for shits and gigs, shout out DeAndre Jordan too.
Hey, he did it. He did his thing when he had to. He can
But
still
be
produce.
honest, don't shout out Najee.
Why? He's solid.
Eh,
Okay,
he can barely
SGA.
set a screen.
Not his job.
All right, let's move on.
All right, if you made it this far into the video and you guys have enjoyed the content, please make sure to subscribe and like the video. To make sure to keep up with us, we release every Friday. We're trying to hit our goal of 400 subscribers. And if you could do so, it means a lot. We enjoy making this content for you guys. And back to the pod. All right, now we're going to get into our interactive segment. If you guys ever have something that you guys want to see us do, please make a comment down below. Last week, Nico.Printoski commented that we should do a draft like this, and we're going to build an NBA player using skills from all-time 7-footers. Kevin's got the first pick, then Miles, me, and then Daniel, and then it's going to be a snake draft. So let's get this thing started.
The attributes are passing, shooting, body, finishing, and defense.
So I'm gonna kick us off here. I'm gonna start with the body. Think this is the best place to start for me. And I'm going to be choosing the body of David Robinson. You can't beat a Navy fella. Big man, 7'1", very athletic. I dare you to find someone better.
Navy
I
fella.
dare you to. I dare the three of you to get someone better.
Not Shaq. You're not going to take Shaq.
I like David Robinson's athleticism a little bit better, and he's quicker, and he's more athletic, and he dropped 70.
All right. I guess I'm second. I am going to take the. I'm going to take the shooting of Karl Anthony Towns.
Dude, that was literally my pick.
You guys are gonna.
That's
fuck
good.
me.
Ah,
That was a tough one. I had a lot of things I wanted to take. Like there being second, there's so much. Like you have everything. So
all right.
Yeah, I think it is first.
All right, with my pick, I'm gonna have to go with Jokic passing.
Give me Rudy Gobert, defense.
oof, that's a good one. You
That
have
was a
two
good
though.
one.
Solid.
Rudy
Thank you.
Gobert defense, and give me. I'm gonna go Dirk shooting.
Fuck you.
Ooh, good.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Good one.
That's what I was gonna do. God damn it.
Holy shit, that was a good one.
All right, this is not going how I wanted. Oh my gosh. Give me Kareem finishing.
You guys are freaking stupid.
Yeah, that's interesting to say the least. That's an interesting pick, Victor.
No, I was
Okay,
gonna
never mind.
pick that. That's why he's stupid.
Oh, I would have taken other things first.
I mean, dude had the most unstoppable move ever.
Is that like grouped into finishing? I guess. Like
Yeah, that's
I don't know. I always thought of finishing as like layups and shit, but I guess that
Well,
kind of
it's-
counts.
Sky hooks by the hoop. Close
Okay.
enough.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good pick then. All right. I am going to go. Give me the defense of Hakeem Olajuwon.
Waste. You're such a
Really?
waste.
Yeah, averaging 3.1 blocks for your career.
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying because I
that's
was
a waste.
not for the defense. Relax. I was gonna say for finishing because he had the second most unstoppable move, the Dream Shake.
Yeah, I think he was better on
me
defense,
explain.
if I'm being honest, than finishing.
Yeah. Well, there's other defenders. All right. So for my pick, I'm gonna go with the defense of Mutombo. Then I'm gonna go with
Could we? So if I pick defense Olajuwon, can Kevin pick finishing of Olajuwon too?
no.
Oh, they're just off the board. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
off the board.
Yeah.
that changes things. Fuck.
All right. So I'm gonna go with the defense of Mutombo, and I'm gonna go with the finishing of Shaq.
Damn it. What 7-footer has a good body? Give me.
Manute Bol.
I need someone who's quick on his feet. So, judging by what I have here, I guess I'm going to take. Give me the body of Wilt Chamberlain.
Dude, that was my pick.
I was between him and Wemby, dude, but I think
Oh
Wilt's
my gosh.
just a lot stronger.
Well, if you picked Will, I was gonna go Wemby body. So Wemby body is my pick.
That's fair.
That's baby food.
Okay, I hate doing this. Give me Embiid finishing.
It's not bad at all. That's actually
Yeah.
a really good pick. You have two,
And-
though.
Yeah, Embiid finishing and
Fuck, I completely blanked on Embiid. Wow.
was gonna pick him for shooting if he found his way back to me.
I'm gonna do Paul Gasol passing.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna go Lauri Markkanen shooting.
It's not a bad one. That's not bad at all. I will go. Let me just make sure I got my bearings straight here. I am going to go the finishing of Patrick Ewing.
Solid.
I feel like that was best available. I'm surprised he slipped this far.
I feel like the only other like shooters I can get are people that were just solid at mid range.
I don't think you're gonna find like a good 3.7 footer besides the ones that already went.
I just found the diamond in the rough.
Gonna pull up like Joakim Noah or some shit. Was
I
he
think
even
he's
7 feet?
6'11". He's
Yeah, he was
6'11".
6'11".
Definitely not 7 foot.
Holy shit.
If Miles somehow gets this, I'll be so pissed.
I have like a weird pick for my next one.
All you need is passing, right?
Yep.
Oh, this is easy. How are you guys not
If it's
thinking of him?
if it's as weird as mine, because I need passing too, I'm gonna go ahead and just put that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take the passing of Arvydas Sabonis.
Yes, that's who I was thinking of the whole time.
He was like the Jokic before Jokic.
I'm gonna take a slightly better.
No, 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 no. I'm snaking. I have shooting left.
Oh, my bad. Good call. I'm glad I didn't just spoil my pick.
You know what? Screw it. This is gonna sound stupid, but he could hit mid ranges every now and again. All right. So for my final two picks, I'm gonna go with the passing of Arvydas Sabonis and the shooting of Big China Yao Ming.
Hey, he was low key knocked down from the mid range.
That's what I'm saying.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to waste this pick. I was between. Hold on, let me just fact check. I just want to make sure I get the best available here. Yeah, okay. Give me. Oh, Giannis is 6'11".
Yeah.
I said that earlier.
Fuck. Oh, that kills everything. All right, well,
You don't think
go ahead and chalk me up for one of the best big men passers of all time. Super underrated. Give me the passing of Bill Walton.
That's a
Another good one.
pick. All right, to wrap up my player, I'm gonna have to go with Mark Eaton defense.
That's a really good pick.
That is very solid. Rest in peace, Mark Eaton, too.
You ever seen how many triple doubles he's gotten that could have been quadruple doubles if he just scored 10 points?
Yeah. That's funny.
so? For my last pick, I'm gonna go with the body of Taco Fall.
It's
Bouncing it?
it's
He's
it's
bouncing it?
so much better though. It's so much
Yeah.
better than Boban.
Yeah.
I still think there's better available though.
There,
Ben
really,
Simmons
that's what I'm.
isn't 7 feet, right?
No,
He's like 6'10".
there's so many guys though that I think should be on this list, but they're not because they're what's the word? Measured shorter than they are.
Give me the shooting
KD.
of Kevin Duckworth. If you know, you know. All
Wait,
right,
what?
let's go through. Victor, give us our final teams.
All right, for Kevin's player, he has the body of David Robinson, shooting of Yao Ming, finishing of Shaq, defense of Mutombo, and passing of I can't say his first name, but Sabonis, Daddy Sabonis.
Daddy Sabonis.
That
Just
is
roll
Sabonis.
with it. Just roll
Lock
with
it in. Lock it in. Arvydas Sabonis.
Arvydas Sabonis. For Miles, he's got the body of Wilt, shooting of Cat, finishing of Patrick Ewing, defense of Hakeem, and passing of
Bill Walton.
Bill Walton.
Hey, I don't have a weak spot, bro.
And then for my player, I have body of Wemby, shooting of Lauri Markkanen, finishing of Kareem, defense of Mark Eaton, and passing of Jokic. For Daniel, he has
for
the
last.
body. He has the body of Taco Fall, shooting of Dirk, finishing of Embiid, defense of Rudy Gobert, and passing of Pau Gasol.
Defensive Pau Gasol.
No.
Oh, I fucked it up. My bad.
Defensive Pau Gasol. Oh my God.
Hey, he was a solid defender.
He could
Yeah,
defend.
Hey, come on, don't disrespect, bro. He's
I'm
a
not.
good
He's
defender.
he's a former Chicago Bull, but I think he'd rather have the defensive Gobert.
Yeah, for sure. All right, boys. Well, I'm glad I won that one, but let's move on to our
Hell
final
no.
segment.
You're about to see.
Name the weak spot. Name the weak spot on my team.
No one has a
Everything.
weak spot with their player, though. That's the thing. Like, we picked like all-time people.
Lauri
It's not a
Markkanen
team
shooting.
either.
Lauri Markkanen shooting.
Bro, Daniel
Compared to
took
Cat.
Dirk shooting, bro, and it messed me up.
Taco Fall body. Kev, I
That's
don't
my
know.
weak spot.
I don't know if you have a weak spot.
I literally built Wemby.
Who'd you build?
I said I literally built Wemby.
I meant like
True.
repeat what you build.
Body of Wemby, shooting Laurie, finishing of Kareem, defense of Mark Eaton, and passing of Jokic.
Okay, yeah, you don't have a weak spot. I guess Lowry would be the weakest, but I guess it's not a weak spot. All right. That's fair. We'll let the comments decide. Comment down below who you think won. All right, everyone. Welcome back to our final go around of the night here. We got in Kevin's camera, we got Cashmere, the French bulldog, and in Daniel's corner, we have Winston the cat. I don't know any cat breeds, so it's just Winston the cat. All right. So the final skit we're going to do tonight is comment of the week. This comment was a pretty easy one, I think, because it had a lot of aspects of comedy, but it comes from our last podcast episode, and it is at Gray Cocker Punch 6191 said, Mike is tripping. That old logo is horrendous. It looks like they asked a guy on Fiverr for a minimalist corporate logo. That comes from our review of the LA Clippers rebrand, to where I apparently went too deep on the layers of the logo. What are your opinions? Does it look like a minimalist corporate logo from a guy on Fiverr?
I could see it.
Or I apologize. This is the old logo we're referring to, the LA with the
Oh.
C around it.
Yeah, that logo was some trash. I don't know why they ever went to it.
Wasn't my favorite. Stop.
What logo did they change? Sorry.
So it's the Clippers logo, the LA with the C around it.
Current
Which
Clippers
I
logo.
guess it is minimalist, but that's what all the logos look like. I mean, it is kind of trash. I just don't think it's like, I don't think it's good, but I don't think it's bad either. I did reply, you're right, I was wrong on this one, because after further review in Secaucus, New Jersey, yeah, it was pretty trash. It was trash. But yeah,
I
final
noticed
thoughts.
the comments of the week last week. They've all been directed at you. Last
Yeah,
week one you picked.
we
this one.
maybe if you guys got more popular, we can get some directed at you.
I don't think it's that.
But
What
yeah,
do you think?
I don't know. I think the last two comments like just were good contenders in terms of content. Kev, I could have picked one for you, but it was just like straight up hate. So like
Say it. Say it.
there wasn't like, let me find it. It was like there wasn't like a good aspect to it. It would be funny to us because it's just hate on you, but like
No, say it. I'm down to hear.
all right.
Done to interact, bro.
It is
I got thick
this.
skin.
All right.
That's the comment. This motherfucker looks like he has thick skin.
This comes from, I believe, TikTok.
Say
Nope,
the name too.
it's not. It's from Instagram. I apologize.
Going on, he's eating my chair.
He's hungry, bro. All right. Since Kevin has requested,
Just to shake it up a little bit.
all right, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll go over a couple. This one comes from Sheridan Ballard 15. Yeah, this is the one. This was literally a close number 2 for comment of the week, but Sheridan Ballard on our reel on Instagram about talking about the retro Utah Jazz jerseys that went from yellow to dark red. If you remember those gradient jerseys, he said, "Y'all got garbage taste then, because those jerseys and the dark mode jerseys were crazy nice." After Kev called them trash, I replied, 2 out of 3 of us said they were fire. Come on now. And he replied, "You right. I was just talking about that one dude." Plus that awful comparison, which goes, of course, that was Kevin. This wouldn't be a common thread without Kevin's reply, though. Bro's name is Sherry. So he did get his ass. He got his ass. Shout out Sheridan Ballard. But final comments. Any other comments anyone saw wanna bring up here?
So this was a funny comment thread to me, and Marco was like, it was Marco Prentowski 1050. He commented, "I know Jokic is great, but even debating if his peak is better than Curry's is schizo. Curry clears easy." And then Stephasaurus 2476 replied, "Now listen to people like Jason T explain the take, and your logical brain will agree. Maybe not your emotional brain though." And this was the comment that I really think's funny. And Marco replied back and said, "Brother, who the fuck is Jason T? May Montezuma curse you for generations to come. Hashtag Packwatch."
Dude, the comment's funny too because he spelled Jason wrong. He like spelled out Jason with like a capital T. So
Bro, that's how you
makes
spell
it funny.
Jason.
Bro, but that's not how you spell Jason Tatum.
All right, and that is going to be the end of GMLB's episode this week. We want to thank you for watching. And if you guys have anything that you guys want to see us react to, have a segment for us to participate in or debate in, comment that below and we will do it. And we're out.
With that being said, subscribe to Good Night Let's Ballsack.